Hi, everybody. Welcome to Conversations with Calvin, We the Species. It happens to be Sunday, May 2nd, and there are a lot of working parts to this interview with Kathleen Booth from Red Bank Catholic High School. She is the student assistance counselor, and the working parts are this is such an interesting, I say interesting, but it really is. And the working parts are that Red Bank Catholic High School participates in a program here in New Jersey that's Champion Schools. I'm just going to throw some words out, and Kathleen is going to tie it all together. But I was so intrigued, and we've Zoomed a few times before, so I get to understand things. So the working parts are, first of all, I need to thank Tara Jean McDonald Vitale for making the connection. And Tara Jean and I have worked together for 10 years. She's the one who got me into journalism, and her daughter is a senior at Red Bank Catholic. And then the other working parts are the Brain Injury Alliance of New Jersey, which has sponsored these programs. New Jersey Drives and Champion Schools and You Got Brains Champion Schools program. And these are working parts, and part of the impetus for this is every 11 minutes, there's a teenager involved in a crash in New Jersey. I couldn't even process that. And the Brain Injury Alliance of New Jersey is one of these amazing organizations. And the president right now is Stephen Benvenisti, who, when he was in high school, suffered massive brain injuries and other injuries to the point where doctors had approached his family and asked for organs to be donated from him. And he is about as eloquent and as amazing and is one of the top trial lawyers in the state. And so accomplished, and all that came out of brain injury. So all these working parts. So the purpose of this interview is to find out what Red Bank Catholic is doing, and to have Kathleen Booth so graciously give up her time to talk about this project, because listen, I think people need to know, and people have no idea what you guys are doing. So I'm done. I turn over the microphone to Kathleen Booth. Why don't you a little background, Kathleen, and then we'll kind of jump into this.
Okay, so for the past 9 years, Red Bank Catholic has been working with the Brain Injury Alliance of New Jersey. They give opportunities to every high school in New Jersey to join this. It's really a competition. So what happens is they will ask you to apply an application. You call them and you meet with them and you come up with an idea about what we can do to make New Jersey roads safe. It's all about the injury, and especially the brain, the accident. So that's how it was a focus on. So I'd say about 11 years ago, since I've been there as a student assistant counselor, I do different campaigns to make a difference in the world and have the kids take responsibility. So we did the Just Drive campaign 11 years ago, Just Drive. And then I heard about the Brain Injury Alliance of New Jersey. I thought, what a great idea. So we partnered with them, and it's been a blessing ever since. We've been doing it for 9 years. And as long as you have a campaign that is about safe driving, it's really wonderful. They give you a stipend, which is $750 to work with. We use banners, we get t-shirts, just to get the word out there. Like, we've done surveys, we do raffles. We want to get the word out to all our students, not just our drivers, but our pedestrians and, and the passengers. So we've been very fortunate, and the winners, like this year, we get, there's 3 winners and you get $10,000. So you're definitely motivated, and it's a great idea for the kids to do.
Can you give more background into the Brain Injury Alliance of New Jersey, the things they do, the programs that they've, a little bit more detail?
Okay, I know they do many different programs. They're out there about keeping the roads safe. They work with insurance companies. They work with, like, lawyers. I'm pretty sure doctors and different things like that to learn more about it. And it's a wealth of knowledge. They have many opportunities. They want to get awareness of the safe driving and the Brain Injury Alliance of New Jersey, really. So I've been very fortunate to partner with them, as many other schools have. I think right now it's over 60 schools
Wow.
in New Jersey working
Wow.
with them.
That's great. Logically, the next, what is your campaign about this year, and how did you come up with the idea? I kind of know the answer.
In the past, we focused on a lot of it distracted driving, because with teenagers, that's really an issue. From having the radio on, texting was really big, drinking. We did drugging. We also did road rage, and we did sleep deprivation, because teenagers are so busy working with sports. So this year we came together and we decided to do keeping a safe car, like maintaining your car, which is really important. And the more we've looked into this, the more we thought, well, this is really good, because it is a great topic to have. So that's what we decided on for our 2021 campaign.
Brilliant. Brilliant. I mean, all these things you've done in the past, the deprivation, paying attention, I mean, the whole package. And it's funny, I'm a byproduct of the 60s, and nothing even close was ever done back then. And so what you're doing now. So
you hear so much of it now in the news, you really do, about the accidents that are caused by distracted driving. And it's really serious, very deadly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what are some of the things you and your students have done to promote this campaign?
So we started with a survey. We put it out there to all our juniors and seniors that are driving about who maintains their car. Do you or your parents? How about checking your oil? Do you check your brakes? So there's water in your car. Is your car inspected? All these things like that to have your car safe on the road. So once we got that back, we started thinking, I have to say, most of the kids really did have an interest and do take care of their car, but not everyone. And I think everyone should. So we went ahead with this idea anyway. And so we did was we bought, like, with the money that the Brain Alliance gave us, the stipend, we bought these emergency kits that go into your cars. They have jumpers, they have flashers and different things. So we raffled those off to the seniors and juniors. And we didn't ask them for any money. We asked them to sign our pledge that they would just drive a safe, maintained car to keep New Jersey roads safe. And then we also had a lawyer come to our school and talk about safe driving and why it is so important. And it was funny, we always talk about drinking and driving and texting. And now with the laws changing for marijuana, we talked about that issue and what they need to do to kind of, keep an eye on that. So that was really interesting that we've done. And then we also do a video. We took one of our students' uncle down the road, has a mechanic shop really. And we went down there and interviewed him. And he was very generous with his time and showed us how you check your oil, your water, your air in the tires, why it's important to have, your brakes are working well. So it was really a great video. We showed that to the kids, and the kids usually come up with some kind of dance they do, and their theme was taking care of business. And that's what we thought of. We've been really talking about responsibility since COVID happened, about we have to do our part about social distancing and wearing a mask. And we have to be responsible as drivers on the roads.
How many, I know Red Bank Catholic has about 800 students. So how many students are involved in this program? And do the same students come back and do another program year after year?
I've been doing this like Just Drive, but I also do other campaigns. So kids can choose what campaign they want to go with, okay? We used to have a club, Hot Topics, and we still do, but because of COVID, we couldn't actually meet in a classroom because it was too big of a club. So we got together like in the auditorium when we could, we did different groups of things like that. So altogether, there are about 25 kids in the group. And they each had different jobs to do when they would meet on their own. And then we would get together in the BSA, which is really big, and we have social distancing desks around. So it worked out good. And our goal is to get the word out to all our students, which is like 800 in the community.
maybe this will help a little bit, you know.
I'm hoping so. I really
Uh,
do. We do get points for getting word out there. So I have to
good.
thank you very much for
Oh
that.
yeah, well, I didn't know that, but I'm gratified. That's what I like to do, is get the word out. Do you feel that these programs have made a difference in the way students think about your Just Drive campaign?
I do. I really do. Because a lot of kids will tell stories about someone they knew or in their family who were affected by distracted driving or not driving carefully on the road. And I think that's important. And we talk about the news and what's going on and about being responsible. With students, I hope it lasts. You know, things, they're kind of busy in and out of things and it's good for it. But I really do, because they're driving. And it's such, I think the biggest thing is we focus on is their responsibility to make sure they're safe on the road.
How have students actually, can you qualify how students have benefited from these programs?
It's really interesting. I think that they learn about Just Drive. They learn about how important it is. But I think they learn about their own talents and their own strengths, because they meet and they have responsibilities they have to do. And sometimes you're surprised, the shy child or child, you know, the student really, you know, seems to like take a leadership role, which is great. And they all get to meet kids they would never have talked to before, you know, because they're in their own world with sports and they come together. And I think it's a great opportunity to share their strengths, okay, and their challenges. So I think it's really been awesome. I think friendships have been made, and I think a responsibility of what driving on the roads of New Jersey is all about.
What are your personal challenges as a counselor for doing this?
Well, it's getting the time together, okay, it's been really hard to do something like this. COVID was hard, getting everyone together, but even like they're at school to go be in class, and they do have a heavy load, it's rigorous. So to get them out of class and work together, they do sports, they have jobs. So time commitment was hard, but the students came in early, they stayed after school, they gave up their lunch.
Wow.
That part I think was the most challenging. Coming up with, to be creative, something that wasn't done before, I think has been creative. And last year we were definitely challenged by COVID. But I think we stepped it up and we changed our Just Drive campaign to Just Stay Home, and it did very well. It did very well.
Kathleen, what are your rewards out of this?
Well, working with the students, and different students come on board each year, is rewarding. Okay, you get to meet students I would not meet, you know, maybe. Also, I've met so many people like you, like Michelle McBride, the people at the Brain Alliance, Steve Benvenisti, who's come in and spoke to our kids about what happened to him and how it happened in his journey. So we've had so many positive things that come out of this. Whether we win or lose, we really win all the time with this experience every year.
So you've done 9 of these campaigns in so many different aspects. Do you have a favorite one?
I think my favorite one was last year with COVID, because it was challenging because we were home in March, and we continued our campaign. Our teachers got involved. We did a video to the song Home, and the teachers were on their porch, you know, waving at everybody with their kids and saying that they missed, because we weren't together for those 3 months. And I think that tug on our heartstrings, but we still honored the Brain Alliance of New Jersey because of all what they've done for us. And so it was a great time to pause that. We talked about every month we did something special about Just Drive, but we're really focusing on coming together and being responsible and sharing not only the good things of COVID, but sometimes the challenges that we had.
Okay.
I don't know if there's any good things of COVID maybe, but it brought out, it's always something.
Well, yeah, there are some positive.
There has been, yes.
I mean, you have to dig deep, I think, but to come up with even fragments of positivity. I just made that term up. But there have been, well, for me, this whole project, you know, I sit here 12 hours a day, and thank goodness I came up with a vehicle, a mechanism to challenge this thing up here and to reach out and to meet people like yourself and learn, because I learned so much. Where did the title Just Drive come from?
Really, it was 9 years ago. I met with, I remember meeting two girls in my office. They were just started this, and we were doing distracted driving. We were focusing on drinking and driving. So this goes back 9 years ago.
Wow.
And we didn't know what to do. How do we grab something? We were just saying, like, we just want kids to drive. We don't want them to drink. We don't want to text. And we kept on saying, we just want them to just drive. So we said, why don't we do Just Drive?
Just Drive.
So for the past 9 years, we always called the Just Drive campaign. And then we have different themes that fall under that.
Right.
But it's funny right now, you look on the roads and you see a lot like Just Drive. So I say to the students all the time, we should have patented that saying.
Yeah, you really should have. That, by the way, it's brilliant. It's a brilliant, because it encompasses so much.
Yeah.
Different aspects of getting into a car. So how do you feel your chances of winning the competition this year?
Every year I think they're great because we've done such good work, but it's very competitive. All the schools do a wonderful job. So it is competitive. We've gotten honorable mention many times, and there's always like a financial stipend, which is great that we could use towards our campaign and towards having our schools have safe drivers. So either way, they're okay with it. It's always like, oh, I think we got it this year, but in the end, it's still, we come back every year.
Yeah. And if they lose, then there's always next year, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So before I ask you the last thing on my mind, I have to editorialize something. Listening to you and learning, having gone to the websites, all the different websites, and learning about what you're doing, and checking out all the pictures and things to kind of fill me up. I don't often invoke this. It's a very complimentary thing, what I'm going to say. I invoke one of my favorite authors, Aldous Huxley, when he wrote A Brave New World. I changed things around for my own benefit, but there's the expression Brave New World, and listening to you and learning what you've done with the kids and what the Brain Injury Alliance of New Jersey has done. It is a brave new world, and thank you for having let me just kind of take a visit and learn, because you know these things you just never in a million years expect, think, know that they're happening. And you know, we live in this amazing communicative world where people should, and this is just a vehicle, which is a great term to use for Just Drive. This becomes a vehicle to help people learn. In the closing, what would you like to say to the Brain Injury Alliance of New Jersey?
I would like to thank them very much for this opportunity to every year to work with a group of kids, to challenge them, to make this world a better place, make the roads safer, to bring your talents to this project, and really have fun with it and do the best we can. So it's a great opportunity. I just want to thank them very much. And I want to thank you, Calvin, for today. It's been great.
My pleasure. Beyond my pleasure, it has been such a learning experience for me. I'm looking forward to promulgating and getting this out and sharing. It's one of my pet things, the good things that I see and observe that need to get shared, because people just don't, you know, we live in busy worlds and people don't know, and people should know what you and the kids are doing. So I thank you too, Kathleen. So much appreciation. Yes, and we've talked about it before. I'm always here, and you got some things coming up in the fall I think are wonderful, and I'd be happy to share that. And I'm here. You know, I'm an email away, so I just wanted to thank you again so very much for sharing your Sunday with me.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
All right, we will be in touch. Thank you, Kathleen.
Definitely. Bye-bye.